I'm Jane.
Woo! Yeah!
Hi, everybody. Mike, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Mike's sister, and of course, Ed's sister-in-law. This is Joe and Ben, my two of the godchildren, as Todd described, and they both wanted to just join me up here, and I'm glad that they're alongside me. So, just want to share a few memories. I've got quite a lot of notes. As my bosses at work say when they start talking, probably about, they gave me 5 minutes and I've probably got about 3 hours worth of notes. Apologies for that. As long as I can remember, obviously Mike's my brother and I've known him all my life, but as long as I can remember, it's been Ed and Mike. Two names, two words, connected together forever for all of us. I remember when Mike first came to visit us when we first moved to Canada in the summer of 2001. He had this look on his face, this kind of like odd twinkle, something was going on, a look of excitement and happiness. And what we found out, of course, was that he had just very recently met Ed, and it was nothing really official yet, but I could tell that he was telling us, and he knew, he had a twinkle in his eye. I think we first met Ed in person when Mike and Ed came to Canada in 2005. So it seemed like quite a while, but of course I think we were talking like Skype in those days or whatever it might have been, probably. Inevitably, as there turned out to be every time we got together, there were dance parties. So hence this afternoon, obviously makes lots of sense. Ed, the instigator, my mom, our mom, my mom's grandma, his co-conspirator. And of course, that, and Ed used to talk about this all the time, that's where he introduced these two to the joys of Barry Manilow. This would be, of course, the first of just many family visits over the years. We're very, very lucky family. We all live in different places, but we have all had the privilege of being able to travel and spend time together. And it was something that was so important, of course, to Ed. And so many visits, whether they were here to California, Thanksgiving in 2010, for example. Ed's 50th birthday cruise in 2012 is an absolute highlight. And of course, also really, really special time of the most beautiful wedding in 2013. But that cruise, that really was an amazing trip. And Alison's actually wearing the shirt. We all had the red shirts with the Ed Posse on it. We were dubbed the Ed Posse, and that made us pretty much famous on that cruise. We also have great memories of many games of Band Hero and Guitar Hero, which often also turned into dance parties. I also remember fondly when Ed and Mom and the boys and I went to San Diego together. It was a fun trip. Mike had to stay behind because he was working, but we all jumped in the car and went down to San Diego. And one of the things that stands out to me is my mom at one point grabbing the phone out of Ed's hand and threatening to throw it out of the window. Because she was like, I'm sick of you always on the phone, which is something that I do remember fondly. But yeah, sure, Ed was always on his phone, which he kept in his lovely phone holster. I think you'll all remember that with much fondness. Mike and Ed bracing the cold to come to the frozen north of Canada. It truly was the coldest time I think that Ed had ever experienced. But he was there, prepared to come skating and playing in the snow with these two in 2007, 2010. And he complained, just a bit, but that's all right. As Joe and Ben grew to no longer be the boys, but as Ed and Mike would often say, the men, we spent a fab holiday together in 2016. We went on another cruise. We spent some crazy times on Catalina Island and Ensenada. We went to see Adele. We went to an LA Galaxy game. It just reminds me that every time we spent time together, it was truly special family time, but we also packed so much in. We were able to do all these fun things together and just totally build so many amazing memories. We all got together back in Canada in 2017 too, went to Camera on a trip. The last time these two saw their funkle, as they call him, this Funkle Ed, in person was when we went to celebrate Joe and Ben's birthdays. We came to LA in 2018. It was a wonderful trip. It was filled with lots of laughter. I'm sorry that life and COVID got in the way of us all getting together for the last 5 years, but no regrets. I'm glad that you two are here and Jenna's here too today to be with Mike to celebrate your uncle's vibrant life. Before I close, I told you it was long, sorry. Before I close, I'll just tell you about Portugal and Mum. So our mum lives in Portugal. We had a handful of trips together to Portugal over the years. But 2 years ago in September, the three of us, Mike and Ed and I, spent 3 weeks moving my mom into residential care. She has severe dementia. And it was one of the most bittersweet trips because the three of us spent that time in a very difficult situation, but we bonded in a different way, packing up a life of childhood memories for me and Mike together. And Ed was the strong person that was able to navigate all the difficult things that we were really struggling with that time. And he was just amazing. We all went on early morning walks together. Mike, at the time, was doing a lot of walking, and he would get up at like 5 a.m. and go for this big, long walk, and Ed and I were like, no, we're not doing that, but we'll come and join you. And then Ed and I would follow along, and we'd meet up. And we just talked and talked and talked, and Ed was just absolutely amazing and such a strong, obvious partner for Ed, and such a help to me in that difficult time. And Mike and I just went back this summer to see Mum together. We took Eddie Bear with us. And although Mum's dementia is very advanced and she doesn't really know us, we did tell her that we had lost Ed. And I know deep down that she knew that someone so important to her was missing. Anyway, that's the sad. I'm not going to be sad. I'm going to be happy. We're here to celebrate an amazing person. As I said earlier, lucky family. We've moved across the world to live in our chosen countries. We've stayed connected the whole time, and we've been able to spend so much time together creating memories, and Ed is an integral part of so many of those amazing memories. So that's what I hold on to, is 20 years of memories of a guy that made us laugh all the time. He made us cry too. He showed us just how to go for it, go for life, fight for what you need, for what you want. Seize the day, be persistent, in a way that we weren't used to doing, like go for it and tell what you need. He created a sense of adventure, and Joe has said, you never knew what would happen when we went out anywhere with Ed, something would happen. It was crazy. And there are a lot more stories, I could go on for hours. He made sure to tell those that he loved them, often. And I think that's just a really big, important lesson for us all when you lose someone so suddenly. It's cliche to say, but it's true. Like, do it, do it, do it. He did it. I'm so grateful that he has been in our lives, is still in our lives. We love you, Ed, so much. We love you, Mike. Thank you for this opportunity, and enjoy the day. Thank you.